Princess, you could never guess how happy I am to be here.
Yeah, I bet you are.
It's a good thing you don't bring your old man along on trips like these.
Hey, wait a minute. Let's just leave my husband out of it.
This love affair. This love affair. This love affair. Oh, my heart.
So that was interesting. That wasn't meant to work like that. Apparently, there was no sound. So-
The speaker icon was low. That's all it was.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. It was all right.
Oh, mate.
Maybe we can outro it today. Don't matter.
That's a shame because it was loud as hell in my ears. It was real loud in my ears. So apologies for that. I really want to do that. I hate being.
Sorry.
Oops. I hate being defeated by technology. I really, really do. I really do. I really do. I really, really hate that. I want to try it again.
It's alright, you'll get it back, man.
I want to try it again.
Try it again, man. Try it again.
See if this works.
Wheelan. Sorry.
Nope, no sound.
But if you bring up that module, the speaker's low.
Any sound?
No.
Is it
A
still
man
no
like
sound?
Frick can't just do it live while we're here, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, now it's up. Oh well.
Oh, that is so annoying. I'm so sorry, people. That was supposed to be a really nice, sexy intro. All right, so I'm going to do what I was originally going to do. All right, I'm going to stick with the original script and come in like this.
Hi, I'm Junior Giscombe, and you're watching The Real Soundcheck Podcast.
Hi, this is Carl McIntosh from the group Loose Ends, and you are watching the Real Soundcheck Podcast.
What's up, people? This is your boy Omar saying you're watching the Real Soundcheck Podcast.
Yosh. Good evening. Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen on screen, ladies and gentlemen in the chat, welcome in. We are the Real Soundcheck Podcast.
Yeah.
We are 6 this evening. We are one man down, the Magnificent 7 are one missing. Tonight we are the Magnificent 6. We've got to say salute to Brother Friction, who's not going to be with us. Salute to Friction, who will be here only in spirit this evening, but we look forward to his return real soon. So you got us tonight, myself, DJ Croc, Fire Diesel, Mr. Diesel.
Yes, sir.
What
up,
I go on? You good?
Boy, I'm very good, man. It was an eventful weekend, gotta say that.
Most
I'm
def.
telling you.
Most def.
Yeah, man.
So-
But I think we'll get into that a little later if we got time, because tonight's gonna be it's gonna be a busy one, I think.
Spicy.
Yeah, man. Little pepper sauce and that,
Yes,
you know.
yes, could be a bit spicy. All right.
Yeah, mate.
Father Knight, Dave Knight.
That's the first time I heard that one. How you doing, sir?
Father Knight.
Yes.
Well, you're gonna
I
get
have
used to
no
it. You're gonna hear more of it. So I'll give everybody a thing. Diesel's Fire Diesel. Your Father Knight.
I think he'd prefer Father the Plantain.
Father Plantain. He probably would.
Papa.
Papa Plantain.
Yeah,
there
man.
you
That's
go.
the one.
Hey, that's it.
That's the one.
T-shirt.
Yeah, me.
T-shirt. How you doing, Dave? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks. Much better now. Thank you very much indeed.
Good to see you back in the fold, man.
Complication with the tooth. So back in the fold. Yes, indeed.
Nice. Too fake
all
ain't
right.
no joke, man.
Not at all.
It's not. It like to beat you up while you're trying to sleep.
Brother, give thanks. You still got
It's
teeth
their
to ache,
pounding,
yeah.
pounding.
It's when you got no teeth left to
Thanks.
ache. That's when you're in trouble.
I'm telling you.
You'll be wishing you had them aching teeth back. You understand? Respect.
I don't think I'm ready to fly to Turkey just yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or is that where the best dental practices are or something? What's
Apparently
the
so.
cheapest?
The cheapest. That you get what you pay for.
Oh, really?
Hungry.
Hungry. Hungry,
Wow.
so that I can remain hungry and chew.
I've seen some horror stories from that traveling healthcare stuff. People come back and their teeth falling out with a little bit they had.
Tech.
Especially from Turkey. Anyway,
Especially from Turkey. Technical.
Hello?
Technical.
Tech, you're muted, mate.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, say something?
Yeah, I'm good. Hello.
Yeah, cool.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm
yes,
good,
sir.
mate. I'm good. Good weekend. Sun was out. You know what I mean? Just raises the vibes, endorphins and all that. Yeah, man.
Nice,
You know what I mean?
nice.
So, yeah, all good, mate. All good. Can't complain at all.
Nice. And check their private chat as well. I've just dropped a message, a message in there for you as well.
All right,
Butch,
okay.
Yes.
good to see you back, sir.
Yes,
You good?
Yes. All is blessed. All is well. Hello to everybody in the chat. Very good weekend. Me and Mini-Me had some fun. Mum's birthday.
Nice.
Happy birthday, Mum.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, mommy.
Mommy.
Happy birthday.
Just concentrating on family. Have a lovely meal on Sunday. Me, my brother.
What'd you do for mum?
We took her out. We took her out. Said no cooking. You ain't cooking nothing. We took her out. Had that, and then she shooed us all off and went salsa dancing. I went, all right, then. Go do your thing. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Nice.
So,
Dope.
yeah, she went salsa dancing, enjoy herself, and shake her foot. So she happy, man.
Good.
I actually thought that you were calling out the name of a restaurant. That there's a restaurant called You Ain't Cooking Nothing.
You're an idiot.
I don't think you were aware.
It's gonna get to that. Bloody hell.
Yeah, for real.
Do you know what? Salute to your mum, boy. Salute to your mum.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you lot can take me out now. All right, me done, no, go long.
Yeah.
I'm getting out to do my thing. Gonna move.
Put the call out to
out.
the gang, and then she realised two of her homies were in North London at a salsa thing. She said, I'm off. And that was it. She just went out.
Respect. Yeah, man. Big up. Grown folks grooves in the building.
Hello. How is everybody? I know I'm great, man. Yeah, I'm A+. Had a very relaxing weekend. Had a little bit of good weather. Yeah, man. Everything was good.
Nice. Gotta say good evening to everyone in the chat. Good evening to our wonderful mod, Mitchy Boo. Good evening, Mitchy Boo.
Mitchy Boo.
Good evening. Good evening to Vinyl Sofa in the building. Good evening, Sofa. Vinyl Sofa. Good evening to the Diva Speaks. T Dot is in the building.
T Dot in the house.
Salute. The Diva Speaks. Gotta say good evening to Lainey J, who's in the building. Good evening, Lainey. Good evening to Melissa Deans in the chat. Big up yourself, Melissa. Good evening, G-Force Leroy.
What up?
Leroy. Liebert. Good evening to Kamzi. Happy Monday to you too, Kamzi. And all the family rolling in the chat. Do us a favor, please. If you wouldn't mind, please share the link with someone. Let them know we are live and invite them into the session, please. All right. Each one teach one and all that good
There's
stuff.
a restaurant in Clapham called I Cook You Eat. Okay.
In Clapham.
In Clapham called I Cook. Vinyl Sofa just put that in. There's a
What
restaurant
kind
in
of food
Clapham.
is it?
Yeah, you got to give us a review. Sofa, you got to give us a review.
The best restaurant is that one. Where is it? It's deep in South London. Jamaican restaurant. It's called Yassa.
Going towards Croydon. That's going out
Yes,
towards Croydon.
I died.
It's in
When I drove past that and I looked at the thing,
Yeah,
I don't care.
On the
Yes,
corner,
sir.
on the corner,
On the corner, on
yeah,
the
yeah,
road.
yeah, on the roundabout. Yeah,
I was looking at it. I was like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, I was like, yo, nah. Yeah, Thornton Heath. That's it. I nearly dead.
So 10 out of 10 for the name, but I've never eaten in there. Has anybody eaten in there?
No. You
What's
have?
it say? What's it
I've
saying?
heard the food is good, but
The food is
service
very
a
good.
little-
The service is slow, but the food is very
Oh,
good.
that's just natural. You can't help it.
Yeah,
No,
you
that's
can
not
help
good
it.
enough,
Yeah,
man.
you
That's
can
not good
help
enough
it.
to say that's just natural. Nah, we're not having that.
It's just Jamaicans. What do you expect? Like,
Nah, fix up, man.
Nah, I got to fix up. It's not good enough, man. It's not good enough.
2023, man.
where do you have fast service and Jamaicans?
In my yard, man. In my yard.
Not everyone's surname is Bolt. You lot are
good.
delusional.
I mean, the fact that they've actually put it in films, like we now have that.
Yeah, exactly.
Hard food done.
So they're quick with the lyrics. It's not we're quick with the lyrics, I should say, not just with the food.
Someone's put in Miseries, you know. Remember Miseries?
Yeah. Oh, mate.
That's brutal, man.
Don't even.
Miserable,
We need to
man.
be going forward, people. We
Oh,
need
that's
progress.
from,
We can't be going back. Will McCoy.
Will McCoy.
Brutal.
Yo, I gotta say thank you to the person. 90 minutes.
No, that's a joke. That takes the bait. No way.
Was it a good Sprite though? Was it a good Sprite though? Still, was it a good one?
Wow.
I want to go down there and film it now. I was just going to do it.
Believe me, it is worth a film. It is worth a film.
That's brutal.
Believe me, because the last time I went,
90 minutes. Hey, Croc. Hey, Croc. Remember when we went in that takeaway in Brixton? What's it called?
Refill.
When my man just started running everybody. You remember that? What, man?
He was just cussing everyone in the queue.
Oh my days!
It's like it was a stand-up comedy show. And he was just lit. You know when you go to a comedy show and you sit in the front row and everyone in the front row gets rinsed.
Which I never do.
Yeah, man.
He lit up everyone in the show.
Everybody. Oh gosh. I just had on my P's and Q's, mate. I was like, yeah, it's starting on me. You know what I mean? Yes. Thank you.
90 minutes for a Sprite.
If you
That's
are
the joke
fasting,
of the
you will be
evening.
fine at
Yo,
Yassa, you know.
we need to clip that. 90 minutes for a Sprite. We need to clip that.
if you're fasting, you will be fine in
It's like
Yasso.
19 minutes, Mitchie. 19 minutes.
90 minutes for a Sprite. That's wonderful. I've got to say thank you to the person who
Refill
got
makes
this.
your belly run. That's
Right.
slanderous.
Yes,
You see this?
most definitely.
Got to say thank you to the person who
No
got me.
work
Hold
done.
on.
Child not fed. No cleaning. You and Uber Eats besties.
Lame crowd.
Lame crop,
Who's that?
Thank you. Thank you to the person in the chat who got me this. All right.
That's dope.
Yeah,
Much love,
yeah.
man.
And Diesel's got his as well. Look. Diesel's got his as well.
Racist.
What is?
Racism. The racism is rampant in this group. Jeez.
Oh, wow.
Boy.
It's all right. They picked their two favorites. It's all right.
Yeah. Okay, that's all right.
Nah.
Ice cream.
You can't afford it, and your father is alcoholic.
You want some ice cream?
Psych.
It's after 8:30.
Wanna lick?
Oh, dear.
And your father is alcoholic.
And I'm gonna eat it up.
I'm gonna eat it up.
Oh gosh. How many years later you still quoting?
You still know the whole scene.
Classic, mate. Classic.
The whole
You
scene.
know, the worst thing, ask me a single question from school. Me can't tell you. Remember the whole of that.
You better know your books like you know that song.
Oh gosh.
Oh boy.
The man said, nah.
The two of them, though. The two of them.
I know.
And I quote, big man, you know.
The head movement and all, you know.
Yeah, but you can see Diesel went like this. Diesel went like this.
Big hardback man doing that, you know.
Man called Diesel said,
Wow.
Bet that shit, man.
Oh,
shit.
Days.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's it. Podcast done. This week.
Right. Thanks everybody. Good night. Good night.
I
I didn't think anyone saw that, you know, Butch.
I clocked.
Yo, it's sweet me. It's sweet
I
me,
know
man.
you see everything, man. You see everything.
See, like, I'm old school. You see, old school, like, that was proper old school.
Oh,
man.
like that was
Yeah, man.
literally it.
That was proper, man. Certified
You know what I
old
was
school.
waiting for? I was waiting for something to go. That's it. That would have just been
Vinyl Sofa says she's traumatized.
with the head wiggle.
do you know how offensive that was back in the
Oh my gosh.
Salute James and Mr. Magoo.
Stop.
James from Paris tuning in.
Nice.
Oh,
Salute,
Lord of
Mr.
mercy.
Magoo, salute. I'm sorry, we're not normally like this.
Oh, Lord of mercy.
I'm sorry.
Too much, man.
Oh my
Mate.
gosh.
Oh, Lord of
And
mercy.
now we've
All
got
right.
to be serious. This is
We got to be
counting,
serious.
Oh, no, man.
Oh, my chest.
Where's James? Candy?
He's in Paris.
Yeah, that's my man James, my bro. Big up, James. Big up, sir.
Is that Mr. Magoo?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, ski. I didn't realize that was James. Scene. Bless up, James. Respect.
Salute, bro,
It's
salute.
Muggsy. It's Muggsy. Mr. Magoo is Muggsy.
Oh, say big up,
It's
Magoo.
Muggsy. Oh, Lord have mercy. All right, can
You
we
man,
let's
man, leave,
move. Let's
eyes
stick and
burning me.
move. Let's stick
My eyes
and
burning
move.
me.
All right, let's go.
I'm Carl McIntosh from Loose Ends, and you are watching the Real Soundcheck podcast.
As
All
we
right,
continue.
folks. Yes. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have a couple of topics to discuss this evening, which could be maybe a little bit controversial, maybe a bit sticky. I don't know.
Oh,
You've
Just
gone,
distorted a little
You've
bit.
gone, Croc.
Am I
As
back?
he was trying to say, are you back? Say again.
Yeah, he's back.
Am I back?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're back
you're
now.
back.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I accidentally pulled my my headphone socket out, and it seemed to just mess everything up for a minute.
right. Okay.
So we've got two topics this evening, ladies and gentlemen. The first is, let me just put it up like this. Okay, so we're going to be discussing the role of black music in the LGBT community. All right, the role of black music in the LGBT community. Now, this conversation has come about based on an experience that I had recently. Excuse me. When a set that I played recently at an event, and what happened? In a nutshell, I played I was doing a quick dancehall set, and I played a couple of tunes in there that somebody from the LGBT community took offense to, and decided at the end of the event, they contacted the promoter about it, right? Wow. And yes, they contacted the promoter and pointed out the 2 songs that were played and basically said to the promoter, are your events going to be more, I'm trying to get this right, more, I think it was welcoming to people from the LGBT community, right? Now, this was based on 2 songs out of my whole set and out of an event that went on for 7 hours. So 7 hour event. And this person contacted the promoter to point out 2 songs which they felt were offensive as a member of the LGBT community, right? So the promoter then had to obviously bring this to me, to my attention. And so we had a conversation about it. And I actually trying to keep this as succinct as possible. So I wasn't really thinking about the tunes at the time, to be honest. I was just doing a real quick medley, so just running through the tunes, quick. First one was mild as well. To me, it was mild. The second one was a bit harder in terms of being anti-same-sex relationships. So I was trying to, I'll do my thing. If there's expletives, I try and pull the crossfader out or try and use the reverse or whatever. So I was trying to do that, but there was so much and search for my next tune, and I couldn't do both. So I ended up dropping off the mixer and just using 2 of my hands to search for the next tune. So now this means these expletives are running through the tune. So I tried to get the next song on as quickly as I possibly could. Got it out of there quickly. Or so I thought. But then the promoter contacted me and said that, what this person had said and yada yada. So it got me thinking. To be honest, it upset me. First of all, as a DJ who considers himself to be very considerate of the crowd, and I tried my best to be considerate, and I don't really like cussing and whatever, and I try and mute all of those things out as best I can. So I was really upset, to be honest, that someone had taken the time to contact the promoter about 2 tunes out of my entire set and a 7-hour event that was just full of nothing but just pure full enjoyment, happiness, smiles. It was a wonderful, wonderful event. So I did feel a little bit grieved, if I'm honest. But it got me thinking about this whole topic now and about black music in the LGBT community, and where does that sit and what does that mean for us as DJs playing black music. So
can I just jump in for a quick
second? Absolutely.
Only because this kind of stuff, it kind of grates me. And by that, I mean, some of this is more about entitlement. Some of it's more about having attention, getting attention, rather than the actual content or how they may have been really affected by it. Mm-hmm. That's just my opinion.
Right.
To call out 2 songs out of an entire day, I think that's actually just more about them than about you.
Yep, 100%.
Okay. G-Force is asking for the tunes. Do you know what, G-Force? I'm kind of mindful of. I do want to say the tunes, but I'm mindful of doing that because I don't want someone to run online and then start targeting the artist and targeting that tune and what have you.
That's fair. It's probably a tune made like 30 years ago as well.
It literally was. It was a tune from the early 90s, and I suspect I know who the person was that contacted the promoter about this. And if I'm right, it was a person who I don't think was even alive when that tune was made.
Out,
so probably wouldn't be able to appreciate how this was actually a huge hit in the early 90s. And I don't want to say G-Force. I do and I don't, because I don't want to. Do you know what I mean?
Were there any N-bombs in any of the stuff that you were playing?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Was there the same energy about that?
There was no energy for that at all. There was no energy. So we played. We're playing mixed genres. So obviously it's almost impossible to play hip hop and totally get away from the N word.
Like it's not like bare cussing, but the odd.
No. Yeah, but you know if you go to a hip hop rave, a live hip hop rave, you're gonna expect to hear the N word. But you might not like it. You don't want to hear it, but you know you're gonna hear it. It's gonna be there.
It's part of the culture.
It's gonna be there. Yeah. So there was no energy for that. And also I went back and listened. I ran over the lyrics again of the two tunes that I played in my head, and there was no calls for violence against the anybody in the LGBT community. There was no call to action. There was no chanting of death or anything like that in the tunes. Basically, the tunes are just saying, "We love the girl them, we know you know that." In a nutshell, yeah. So there were no calls to action, no calls for violence against any member of that community, nothing like that in these in the two tunes.
They were stating their preference.
They were basically stating the preference, and I guess as creatives, and it was dancehall music I was playing. So the artist was a Jamaican artist. I take that as an expression, their expression of their beliefs and their culture. And the rule of law of the land that they are in. You understand? But it wasn't anything, there was no call to action against the LGBT community. Yeah? So
it's definitely an isolated personal thing, like what grown folks said. I think it's just a personal, and now you've also identified roughly it could be someone very, very young. I think it's definitely that. When it comes down to the question posed, the BBC have done documentaries about this, and I remember watching it because I was very, very curious as to why the BBC would be doing a documentary about this. And a gay person took camera crew and everyone to the club, and they were playing Buju Banton Boom Bye Bye in the club. As
in a
gay
gay club?
people.
In a gay club?
Yes, in a gay club in London, in Vauxhall. They went to the club and they were all singing it, Boom Bye Bye, everything else. And the gay person said, "Oh, we play it, it's just a song, it's not that serious, blah, 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 blah." Go search it on the BBC, find it yourself.
Yep.
So at the end of the day, for me to sit down here as a DJ and feel any form of, "Oh, we shouldn't know," ain't going to happen. Because that was broadcasted nationally up and down the country, and there was no backlash about it. Gay people call each other puffs and this and that and whatever themselves. I've been around it. They do that. So, you know what I mean? I think the person might have been new to this thing. When you've been around gay people for a long time, some of this is like water off their back. They know it's a song. It's just a song, plain and simple. I know gay DJs that play in gay clubs and get away with those songs because they just want to sing. They don't want you playing watery bashment to make it. They want the real bashment, the hardcore thing. That's what they want. Why are you trying to tiptoe around us like we're any different? Remember, they are human as well. They want to be inclusive. Just because they have a different sexual preference, what, you must tiptoe around them? No, don't do that.
Well,
don't do that.
This is why I wanted to have this conversation, because it's got me. I didn't feel any way about playing the tunes that I played, and going back and, like I said, listen to the lyrics. There was no call to action or anything like that. It was basically, as Dave said, the man was stating a preference. We love the girl them, big up the girl them. We know you know that. That's literally what it was saying. That was the strength of it.
Going back to Butch's experience, like I've had that experience. I actually got a booking out of a dancehall set I played. The guy who booked me for it was his birthday. He was a gay guy. He booked us for his birthday party. He booked us on the strength of the dancehall set, and I played everything during that set. So I think, going back to your experience, Croc, I think, like you said, it was based on that single person's preference, what they wanted to hear, because I've never, ever, ever otherwise had any other experience other than them asking me to play it. in those, you know, in the occasions I've had, but like 2 occasions, you know what I mean? And they've always asked me to play dancehall.
Okay.
Just answering Vinyl Sofa's question, I've played at Heaven. I've played at Heaven a couple of times. I've been booked to play at Heaven.
Heaven is what, a gay dance? Okay.
Yeah.
It's a
Charing
club,
Cross.
isn't it? Heaven's Club.
Yeah.
Heaven's
Is
a
it?
club, yeah.
Okay, sorry. All right.
Yeah, I've played at Heaven a couple of times. Booked for a garage set and a hip hop set. So,
do you trying to think how I phrase this now? Although we've talked about tiptoeing around and thing, but so that person who contacted the promoter after my set, it seems like would that person ask the question: is the event going to be more welcoming to people from the LGBT community? I don't know what that looks like for that person when they say more welcoming. I don't know what that looks like for them, whether that means they're not going to hear anything that's against their beliefs or their lifestyle or their life choices.
to me, it smells like sarcasm.
It sounds
Elaborate.
like victimization. They
Yeah,
want to be
yeah.
a victim. So anytime you use terms like more welcoming and you're talking about an isolated incident, that's victimization and entitlement all day long, 1,000%.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it would be interesting to watch the CCTV footage if there was available and see how they were dancing, and then did they stand still for those 2 tunes?
To be honest, I didn't notice because I was in a moment where I was running a medley of this artist. So I was just running them rapid, and the tunes that was getting the response. Don't get me wrong, because there were hits. These were hits from the 90s. You know, you could call it the golden era of dancehall, if you like how we call hip hop the golden era in the 90s. It was a kind of golden era of hip hop, if you like. So, I must admit, I wasn't paying too much attention to the crowd. I was too busy looking at my laptop trying to find the next tune to fling on quickly so I could get these tunes off. You know what I mean? So
it's the phrase welcoming, which is you know.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's a tiny bit of sarcasm and reverse thingy where they make it sound like, oh, you don't come across welcoming.
Yeah.
You know, like you're a bit aggressive. You know, that tone.
Yeah.
Water off my back, man.
It's crazy.
Don't try
It's like 2 songs out of a potential 500 is mad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't know how long.
And I think Tech hit it on the head. Like, okay, so am I supposed to tell all the black people to be offended for the N word that played as well?
Well,
Have
this
a nice
was
evening.
That's my other. That was my other issue. Afterwards as well, I thought. So how is it that remember when Dave Chappelle did? So
I was going to say the same thing. Yeah,
I can say the word. I can't say the word faggot, but I can say the word nigger with impunity.
Yeah,
exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Straight.
And it's like that. So nobody's putting in that energy and complaining about the N-word, or complaining about the black on black violence that they're hearing in the tunes or whatever.
And every Oriental Asian person's gonna get upset when you play Missy Elliott. Why tie taka tie?
Right.
Come on,
right.
behave.
So
like,
2 tunes that have a whole.
just behave.
How long? I don't know how long my set was. Over an hour. My set was probably an hour and a half,
Behave.
and the whole event was 7 hours. And this person took the time to contact the promoter about 2 tunes out of 7 hours.
And it wasn't like you had the crowd, okay, let's chant, y'all, let's get into it. Let's lean into it.
Right. I'm not. I wasn't leading a protest, you know what I mean, or trying to incite anybody for anything. And when I listened back to the tune wasn't inciting anybody. Like I said, there was no call to action in the tune either. You know what I mean? But it just got me thinking, now how is this going to potentially affect me and my reputation and my work and my livelihood? Because one person, if, I'm going on what you guys are saying, one person is, playing the role of the victim or what have you, how is that person taking that action now going to affect me and my livelihood?
Did the promoter apologize?
The promoter, I think the promoter did apologize.
Oh, there we go. Job done. That's fine.
Yeah.
I don't think you got nothing to worry about, to be fair. As long as the promoter did the right thing and made them feel like, okay, we're sorry about that, didn't make you, we didn't intend for anyone to be offended, and we can only apologise, and that's it. Crack on.
Because it is quite personal, I guess. Because, like I said, there's no call to action, so it's not as though in the middle of the tune people start turning around and looking at someone and pushing them around or telling them to get out of the venue.
Yeah, nothing in the slightest. Not in the slightest. Iola's raised the point saying that unfortunately the comparison of the N-word in songs isn't the same. The respect and the defense is just not there like it is for the LGBT community, and that's on us. Respect and defense is just
as
not there.
bad as vegans.
Right. So I think Iola's saying that we should be as defensive, for one of a better, or vocal. That's a better word. Thank you, Diesel. Vocal about the use of the N-word in music. So
it's a funny one. It's a funny one because it's really funny because I think some of it is just people wanting to have something to complain about, and wanting to make a big deal out of something that's really not that big a deal. If it wasn't done out of malice, it shouldn't have even been an issue. So let me play devil's advocate or angel's advocate, as Butch likes to call it, for a moment, and say that I'm gonna try and put myself in another person's frame of reference and say somebody from that community listed might say, well, it might not be a big issue for you, Mr. Grown Folks Grooves, but as someone from the LGBT community, it's a big issue for me, right? Because I look at it, and I'm just going to add this in before you say it, because I look at it as far as what was the intent. You can say the N-word with intent. You can also say it with affection. So a lot of things have to be taken in context. That's what I'm saying. So it's not that it's not big, and I don't, I'm undermining their feelings, but it's the intent.
Kizzy Wizzy just had a good point up, which is there. That's it. Thank you. Whoever just put that up, if that was you, Tech. Kizzy Wizzy says it's not the same. I agree, but how can every song be inclusive? And what makes someone feel left out? And this is the challenge, I feel, now for us as DJs, if we're gonna be faced with this kind of situation. This is the challenge, because it's an impossible situation. You can't. How can you do that? That's a very great question. How can you ensure you do a whole set and you include everybody in your set, and you don't upset somebody?
It's kind of like if you like all of a sudden you drop a mix of like big butts, and I can't lie, and like a flat bottom woman got vexed because you played that tune. Do you know what I mean? If you kind of extrapolated it to that,
even Pharaoh Munch, Simon Says,
or
girls,
if you ain't got no
rub on
money.
Yeah.
If you ain't got no money and all of a sudden they play TLC, I don't want no scrubs.
Yeah, for real.
Where does it stop?
For real.
Yeah, I don't know. Everyone should feel comfortable in the dance, and everyone should feel comfortable when they go out. But I think also what they've got to look at is the context in which it's dropped in. That one song was played in a place that was welcoming as a whole. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Those two things were just islands in the whole thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Grown Folks is actually correct in that he was saying it was someone that was looking for something to complain about.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And maybe they're getting free next time. You know what I mean? They'll blag a free ticket or something next time. You know what I mean? A free bag of chips.
It's scary for me. It's a bit, well, not scary, but it's unnerving for me as a DJ that can happen, though, because given the impossible nature of playing a whole set and being inclusive for everybody, as Kizzy Wizzy pointed out,
doesn't even come into play.
Exactly. So, but the fact that you can still get someone who's going to go out of their way to take that action, and once you go down that lane, it can go very, 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 very far. Do you know what I mean?
I still think it's about intent. I really think it's about intent. And if you playing something and you have an intention to hurt somebody, then that's different. So the inclusiveness comes from within them. And if they feel that you were personally attacking LGBTQ, or you were personally attacking Jewish people, or you were attacking disabled people, or you were attacking whoever, that's different. But if you were just playing a set and it was not done with malice,
thank you, Beat Pusher.
you know,
it's just a song.
Yeah, that's a great point for Myola.
Yep, definitely.
It'd be good to know the tune. If it was purely describing the artist's sexual preference, then the person who complained is the one discriminating. So, Ayola, you probably missed that earlier on when G-Force asked for the tune. And I didn't want to identify the tune because I didn't want someone like this person who complained to go and search out the tune and search out the artist and then start targeting them, basically, and starting a whole campaign around them, because that's exactly what happened with Buju and his tune.
These are songs that existed before the movement even existed, though, man. It's just...
Well,
at the same time,
I saw something
kind
today.
of, but it's like we've how long is it now? How many years? And people like Spice and all of them people can come into the country now and start working and earning their money. So I hear where Croc saying, let's just allow it, man. You know what I mean? Beanie Man just come by over.
Hold on a sec. Dave, you were going to say something.
Yeah, it was just today. There was something from, I think, the 60s maybe. And it's some guy, he's just saying, only girls can be mummies. Only boys can be the daddies. And then he was singing that. Somebody's posted that and says, I saw my little one watching this nonsense. I'm enraged. I'm shaking with rage. I'm thinking, it's people can be offended from way back. Things that have happened before they were even born.
Like that song,
and
Baby It's Cold Outside.
Right. So where's the limit? Where's the limit? And like Beat Pusher was saying, it's just a song for many people. And the other thing I was going to say is, I'm not sure about you guys, but I don't know every single lyric in every single song that I play.
I don't mean
straight up.
Yeah. And to be honest,
you didn't make the song.
Yeah, that's true. And to be honest, that's part of what happened when I played these tunes, because I remember as I was mixing them rapid, like I was doing a quick medley of this artist, and I remembered the hooks. You know, because I'm running through them quick, I'm just remembering the hooks and I'm flinging them on. And then when the tune's played, the hook's gone or the intro's coming, and then it goes into the first verse. And then I was like, oh man, I forgot. I forgot these were the lyrics of the tune. So then I started to search for a next one real quick to get it out there. So you're right, I wasn't thinking this of the lyrics of the whole. You can't do that. The way I'm mixing tunes
you're not
quick.
supposed to. You're not supposed to. You know what I mean? I mean, we've never. I've never considered the lyrics. I've never had someone complain about the lyrics on the tracks that I've played. I'm just playing. You're on a vibe. You're on a wave, and everyone in front of you is on the same thing. And I'm sure a lot of them who even sing along to the lyrics don't even realize they're saying it, because sometimes lyrics just sit in your head like that, don't they? You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I don't know. I haven't thought about it like that. I've never based my set and thinking, oh, I can't play this and I can't play that. Unless the only time I think about it is if I'm playing at an event where there's kids. That's about it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's music. Like someone said in a chat before, it's art. Art has many forms. You know what I mean? And sometimes, you know, you're going to go into an art gallery and you're going to see a painting you don't like. But what are you going to do? You're just going to move on to the next painting. Just do the same thing with a song, innit?
Yeah, but the brush strokes could be offensive.
Antoinette says it smells. Good evening, Antoinette. Wonderful to see you in the place, Queen.
Evening.
Said it smells a lot like privilege to me. The privilege of being able to be offended is in itself offensive when used indiscriminately. Great point. Thank you, Antoinette. And good evening to everyone else who has joined the chat as well. Good evening to Beat Pusher. Good evening once again officially to Kizzy Wizzy. Good evening to Door Tapper, whose name I've seen somewhere in the chat as well. Good evening, Door Tapper. Good evening again, Ayola, and everyone else rolling into the chat. We are talking, or we have been talking about the role of black music in the LGBT community.
And I think it's probably important to say, as I've seen a lot of you guys play out, we're all very inclusive. So I don't even think that's any of our personality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I think that's part of another reason why I personally felt aggrieved, because I know that I'm a pretty conscientious
Mate.
selector. You know,
On the flip
you
side,
can't hear, you can't come to my sets and just hear just bare profanity or bare cussing or bare slackness. You know, I'm not like people who have heard me play. Not I am not like that at all. But at the same time, like we said earlier, I would never go to a hip hop dance and expect I'm not going to hear the N word, even though I don't like it. That's not part of my terminology. That's not part of my language. It's not part of my life or my vocabulary. But I would never go to a hip hop dance and not expect to hear that word. Likewise, I would never go to, I don't know, like a dance hall thing or something and not expect to hear some lyrics like what this person's complaining about.
It's reminded me of Chris Rock when he was talking about how there's lots of women who love hip hop. And people are like, but they're saying the B word and this, that, and the third. Hey, talk about me.
Not the B word.
just dance it. It's a tune.
Yeah.
The B word and the gardening tool.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
For real.
Yep.
Yeah.
And speaking
Not
of gardening
either of
tools,
those. So,
Rake.
there was a comment by Mel.
Rake.
Rake.
trowel.
No, the spade. The spade.
Which is an idiot.
With the confused look too, right?
Hello, man. Right.
Good evening, Melly Mel. Melly Mel says, on the flip side, I was at a Caucasian. It's just so much quicker to say white or English. I was at a Caucasian wedding.
From the mountains of Caucasus. That baby got 30 as a credit score right now.
They started playing Chris Brown. These
Hoes ain't loyal.
right, okay, ain't loyal. Yeah. I tell you, every N word hit me differently. All the guests were singing along, oblivious. Wow.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, as depicted in White Chicks.
Yeah, the N words is getting softened up like that.
But the hypocrisy is like what Dave Chappelle pointed out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's 100%.
And there's also intent with that as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Good evening.
I'm glad you said that earlier, though, because the intent is a very, very strong key.
Yes. Agreed. Good evening, Natasha of 702s. Just come in the building.
Hey, Natasha.
Yeah, good evening, Natasha. Good evening. All right, I haven't said properly good evening to Mr. Magoo, Muggsy as well. All right, so one quick question. It's 5-2. Let me just ask one more quick question on this same topic. Do any of you feel any differently about your selections based on this conversation, or do you feel the same? You'll just play what you want to play.
I think when you hold Revenge, and I think I'd echo that for everybody else here, that just try to set up an environment where it's welcoming, it's cool, everyone's chill, everyone feels relaxed. But again, I don't really think about the lyrics of every single song that I play, but I know that it's not bare slackness and it's not about you know what I mean, violence and all that kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? It's just it's just a tune's a tune, man. You know what I mean? I think I played a BP's birthday for like about 6 hours, and I don't think there's minimal cussing in that. Apart from when I played Run the Jewels, and you know, like, ooh, la la, wee. BP's mother-in-law was dropping some foot to it, so that was my.
Nice.
You know what I mean? She was loving it, mate. There's bare cussing in that. I had to take it off quick.
All right, so I guess the original question I was really thinking about was should we have to censor our music and like ensure that there is nothing at all like that, and should people from that community feel like they should go to black events and not hear anything like that at all?
Well, it's any event really.
It's any event. I don't think I can.
Any event. Sorry. All right. Sorry. Any event.
Literally any event. I definitely. I'm a avid radio listener, and when I'm driving around London in the daytime, and I've heard slip-ups from radio stations when they've let certain things go.
Yes,
and I've
me
gone,
too.
Oh my God, you've let off the N-bomb at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. What's going on? And you can tell the presenter comes in, apologies for that, meant to be cleaner air. But then some stations, there's no apologies. They just let it fly.
They just let it go.
And certain radio stations let off the word SHIT, middle of the daytime. And I'm like, huh? And then, like, you know, these hoes ain't loyal or whatever, they've dubbed that out. They've dubbed out any other, what's his name? Central C. When he bust that lyric, was it something, my thing is gay, my thing is gay, but they chop out the word gay. You know what I mean? Every time. And I'm like, okay, so that's the clean version.
Yeah,
so
but...
my limit is this. If I'm in an environment like an in-store in John Lewis at Christmas time, I'm playing the clean versions of every single song. If I'm in a club, I'm playing the club version.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
That's it. Okay. That's full stop. That's
Diesel,
it.
what were you going to say?
I know I've lost it now. I've lost it.
All right.
I was going to say, interesting you mentioned about radio, because I'm sure I've seen this video where this gentleman's on stage talking and saying that he went out to radio station and said, I've got these 10 songs and they're about killing dogs. Will you play it? No, we can't play that. Or I've got these 10 songs that are about killing birds. Will you play it? No. I've got these 10 songs that are about killing black people. Would you play that? That depends. And again, it's an age-old discussion, and you know, I'm not sure what the resolution of that will be long term, but you know,
it's mad. Sometimes it's like, even if you can, you know, delete the expletives and stuff like that, sometimes the subject matter in these songs, it's like just the stuff they're talking about, you know what I mean? It doesn't need expletives, but it's not stuff that is just for anyone's ears, if that makes any sense. And that it happens a lot on radio. I'm listening to stuff and it's clean, there's no swearing in there. The actual topics, I'm like, I'm driving my kids back home from school or whatever, and I'm like, you know, they'll talk about, you know how it goes already. They'll talk about whatever they're talking. I'm like, just that whole verse really shouldn't be played at whatever time.
At 3 o'clock in the afternoon, talk about taking her to the bedroom and doing
this. Is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. You know, so when it comes to the radio, it's a pick and choose thing, man, and they're letting it go. It seems to me.
Yeah, there's many songs like that. There's a hit that Tom Jones is famous for, and the subject content of that is bananas. What is it?
A lot of them.
Yeah. So there's I mean, and they still don't. They still play those. I think he's talking about going in and molesting somebody or killing somebody or something.
He's killing somebody. I know which one you're talking about.
It's a big tune.
Oh, yes.
I know which
going
one you're
to
talking
kill
about.
this.
Yeah.
Tom Jones.
Yep. Exactly.
No,
and
never thunk it.
The tune plays.
Wow.
Never a thunk it. Tom Jones.
Vinyl Sulfur says Delilah. Is it Delilah?
There you go.
It's
Delilah. That's the one.
It's Delilah. And people leaning into that song. Yep.
Whoa.
You don't even know what you're saying. You don't even know what you're
stalking
saying.
somebody.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy.
All I know is the chorus. That's what I'm saying.
That's it. That's it.
No. That's all I know.
That's it.
And then you're thinking it's a good song, but
Dave, it was the same thing for me the other day when I drew them tunes. I was just thinking, it was just the hook, the chorus that I knew was ringing in my head. I didn't think of what was in the verses, and then oh mate, how do I get out? Let me get out of here as quickly as I can. And it wasn't quick enough. So
There's a Michael Jackson song that's about something like that too.
There's a whole heap of R. Kelly songs that's dodge as well, but we won't go there.
Oh, PP.
We won't go back to
anyway,
PP.
And there's a whole heap of R. Kelly songs that are not.
In his defense. Very true.
R. Kelly,
Very true.
out your mama jamming mouth. You know what I mean?
Keep R. Kelly's name out your mouth.
You know what I mean?
Antoinette says, yes, Teasley, it's a topic on discussion. It's the topic on discussion. I mean, look, the whole country was shouting out for weed and alcohol all summer. Some people didn't even realize.
Some people have only just realized, just by now.
I heard a different version. It was like, I need a boat and shy hoes.
Oh gosh.
Oh gosh.
Oh, what's his name song?
Last.
Last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mate.
Hey, Diesel.
All right.
Diesel.
Yes, sir.
Won't you tell the people about that phone, man?
Phone?
Yeah.
Bro. Is that you going
Mate.
Yeah, so people, we got a phone. We got a phone. We got a hotline now, people. So
Got Burnham.
You sound like Diesel. Who's that?
Say again?
Oh, I'm getting confused. You said Diesel. I was like, Diesel's voice changed.
Diesel didn't look like he was taking the bait, so I jumped in with the rescue. Until Bush just decided to just hot the whole thing up.
Just hot it up.
Do you know what I mean? So, as you see on screen, people, we have a phone line now, so you can get more interactive with us. All right. So if you want to ring in and go live and make a comment, ask a question, or just contribute to the conversation, you can do via the number that's on screen. Save that number, all right, because we're going to be using this number each week throughout today's session and each week now. So you can get interactive with us. You want to ring in and make a comment or ask a question live with us, then you can do so via that number right there. Okay.
Right there.
Someone do it sexy, man. That was all formal, man. 07949 603-077.
Butch, at the end of it, you gotta say.
Was that me? Was that supposed to be me?
No. Grown folks. I was trying to do grown folks, man. I can't do the
You were doing quite well with it. Go ahead, my brother. 077.
Yeah, hold up. Hit it, Butch. Hit it.
You can get interactive with us on 07949 603-077. And be happy I said 0 because the non-intellectuals say O. 0.
All right, well, that was definitely more interesting than the way I read it. So respect for that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're going to draw that one to a close.
Lady Eastern.
And move on to our next.
The susu. Let's start the susu. Let's start
All right, cool. So we're going to get into the second part of this evening's show. Do us a favor, people. Please, if you haven't shared the link with someone already, then please do. Invite someone into the session. Please let them know it's going down right now. We're here every Monday, 9 p.m. UK time, the Real Soundcheck podcast. All right? Thank you. Salute to all the people in the chat. We can't see all of you. Big up all the silent watchers as well, all the people who don't have Twitch accounts but are there watching the same way. Salute to all of you.
Melissa Deans with the popcorn. Big up, Melissa.
Yeah, Melissa's ready.
Ready? She ready?
All right, so let's get into it. I'm basically just gonna play a video which really just sets the context for the next conversation. All right, so pay attention. Hello. Here we go. Listen up.
Hey, babe. I got a question. Why don't men approach women anymore?
Why don't men approach women anymore?
Yes.
So we're speaking like...
Yeah, just generally speaking, like the overall consensus that I get.
So it's coming from a man?
Coming from a man.
Okay. Men, for the last generation, have been subtly, continually trained to not approach women. And it's happened over years. Okay? And I think the whole independent woman, the whole feminist movement that impacted the aforementioned movement has made a lot of women in the West very unpleasant. I don't think women, generally speaking, not you or an individual, but generally, respect the presence of the masculine energy. if a man, so what happens is over time, women stop being pleasant because women became less feminine. I think a feminine characteristic is to be welcoming of the masculine energy. Now that does not take away from the fact that men can be ABC 1, 2, 3, but we're looking at this one-dimensionally being that you asked. So over time, the more and more women approach women, the more and more men approach women, the neck rolling, the lip smacking, the he's trying to talk to me, the I'm not gonna say nothing. Over time, that programs a man. So when you couple that in terms of male and female interactions publicly, grocery store, drugstore, on the streets, to where women aren't receptive to masculine energy, what's going to happen? They're going to stop talking to them. And what are men going to do? They're going to look elsewhere. So this is why you see the juxtaposition between a lot of traveling men who juxtapose American women with foreign women. And they always look for the what? More feminine. So what are they talking about? Latin America, Africa, Brazil, Thailand. Okay, and is it that the valuation of women in the West is down? No, but I mean, that's what's happening. You get to the point to where, you don't even want that interaction. Like, I'm not even gonna say nothing to her. So men have been trained to do that. So voila, women were a part of that. Are women to blame? No, I'm not sitting up here saying all women are to blame, but if you are a guy and you always trying to talk to a woman and she's short, curt, don't want to talk to you, what you think's gonna happen? If you keep kicking me, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna stay away from your foot. So what's happening is men are now approaching women in a different type of way digitally. It's easier to DM a woman because you don't have to deal with the rejection of it.
The ego of the
and I
rejection.
think that if we can get to the point where men and women respect each other, if a man, there never should be a reason why a man should speak to a woman and she doesn't speak back, ever. If he's rude, if he's unkind, that's completely different. I'm talking about just speaking. Do you know how many often that happens? So that's my answer.
That's what y'all think?
I know, they gonna say what they gonna say, but that's what I think.
All right. Go back to work.
All right, boom. There it is. So that is the context for this next part of the conversation this evening. If you would like to call in
spicy already here, look.
and make a comment, then the number is there on screen. All right, if you want to call in.
07949 603 077. Country code 44 07949 603 077.
Chat about.
All right.
Boom. Easy enough.
So, in it. Flipping it. I ain't reading out that number ever again.
Are we gonna get our personal opinions first?
Yeah, go hit it. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
You brave,
I'm just asking.
Yeah, go, man. Go.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This seems like a trend. I swear, I did the thingy first. I did
no, but it's just racist.
No,
it's just racist.
No. You know what it is. You know what it is. I really this subject is really now in it. It's really a now thing, and even in the chat right now, we've got like talks like, "What is feminine? What is this?" and stuff like that. This is it. Having qualities or an appearance of traditionally associated with women or girls. That's what feminine means. Traditionally, remember that word, because I definitely feel that times have changed, and I'm not saying it in a negative way. I'm saying it in a realistic way. Times have changed.
In what respect?
Women have changed because of societal stresses and understandings and getting on with life. So some of them have built up a more tougher exterior, not necessarily masculine exterior. Some easy cop-out people will say a masculine exterior, but I don't. I think they're tougher, they're harder, they're more. How can I say? What's the word? I'm trying to think of the right word. They're just tougher. They're just harder. They're not as dainty and, excuse me, and as soft and. as traditionally it used to be. And because we're alive in between the time as a 47-year-old man, yes I am, thank you very much, 47-year-old man, I grew up near, even after 70s, 80s, where it was still a different, older style. I've seen the change in the 80s stroke 90s.
So do you think the change is for the better or for the worse? Because you're saying that women are more, I guess you say it's not so much masculine. I would say it moves more into the realm of masculine energy, but whatever label you want to put on it, do you think it is a change for the better or for the worse? As far as this conversation is concerned,
I'm going to answer that, but I'm going to get back to the point I was making. I think it's for the worse.
Right.
I'm not going to disagree. I definitely think it's for the worse, because the changes that they've had to do naturally in life, like, the single parent women, the career women, the stuff that they've had to change, and maybe to protect themselves or to move on or whatever, has now then made themselves a little bit less attractive to the traditional man. So it's helped them get where they need to go, which is great. I'm all for people progression and so forth, but some of those changes...
There's a flip side to this coin.
It's cause. And the point that I was trying to make was literally I just think that with the evolution of life and everything else, I think people just need to have, I use this word a lot, an allowance. You have to allow people to be who they are, but then the allowance has to be given back to how some people think that you could be, and don't challenge them on that. Because, if I'm a traditional man and I want to be a traditional man, I might be looking for what I can see might be a traditional woman in you, but you might not see it because you are in this mode, like I've got to protect myself and whatever. But I can see the traditional thing in you. I can see what I like in you. But don't knock me down for seeing it in you. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But anyway, that's just my bit. That's
okay. All right.
That's my bit.
Anyone else, fellas? And also, please, people in the chat, remember, the number is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Enough of you had bear talk in the chat when the video was running, but
Laney J.
I can't hear the phone ringing.
Laney J calling.
Pick up that phone.
In it. Good evening to Joe Bowler in the building. Good evening, Joe. Welcome in.
Yeah, I've got 2 cents to put in.
Yes, go on, folks.
I was raised by a single parent, my mother, and at no point was she not feminine. She had to fend for herself. She was very successful, but at no point did she become masculine. So I can't accept that excuse because a woman is earning her own crust and taking care of her family, that she then has to be masculine. So I'm not buying it. There's 100%. Some external influence that's making that happen.
100%. There was a couple of comments in the chat about when we were talking about being less feminine, or people looking for different characteristics in people, in women from different countries, and thinking, does that mean more submissive and that sort of thing? I think those two things are separate things, and I think this is kind of where it gets all wishy-washy with these people that talk about like the gender fluid thing, something I don't fully comprehend. I don't even try to, but it's kind of like saying you got to understand that people have different personalities and different traits, and being masculine doesn't mean you've got to be hard, you've got to be aggressive, you've got to be whatever. You can also be loving and caring and protecting and all that kind of thing.
Do you know what I mean? Face. No,
you don't have to go around with a vexed face all the time, arm wrestling. Do you know what I mean? That's not what it means, And exactly the same as what you were saying there, grown folks, is that I was raised by a single mother, and she's a very, very strong woman, very strong, independent woman. But again, 100% feminine, man. 100% carried herself away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Good evening to Bigger G. Good evening to Bigger G, who's just entered the building. Kizzy Wizzy has a point, said some women initially have their guard up due to trying to protect themselves maybe from previous bad experiences. Once that guard drops, there's probably a nice lady behind it. Communication is the key.
If you're
very
allowed
fair
to
point. Yeah, good point. Good point.
Very fair point.
What'd you say, Diesel?
No, I'm saying if you're allowed to communicate, because like going to the guy in the video, is saying sometimes that communication is the barrier. It's like, you know, it's very, sometimes it's very short, make an exit now. You know what I mean? That's how some ladies will go to the guys. So how are you able to communicate with them if they're trying to dismiss you the second you start trying to talk to them? How's that work?
Yeah. Antoinette is saying that maybe the men are going after the wrong women. If a man wants a more traditional woman, he has to go to a more traditional setting to find her. She ain't at the club or partying every weekend. She's at church on Sunday morning. So I'm saying, hold on. So I'm saying, set your hat where you can reach it, where you can reach, rather than overreaching and then complaining when you are not even in the right lane to start with. So I think there is definitely merit in what Antoinette is saying, even though Butch disagrees, but there's definitely merit in that. If you want a certain kind of traditional woman.
My question is, what is a traditional woman?
Good question.
Yeah, but Antoinette's raised a point, and we can't just jump off of people's points. She raised a very good point. I just don't believe the stereotype of church girls are just fair. Do you get what I'm saying? That's the bit I don't like. I don't think that's fair.
Absolutely.
And then it says that, so that means every girl that goes to the club is a masculine, hard-faced woman.
No. We're not going from one extreme to the other.
Yeah, I don't think that's right.
She's making a good point though. If you want someone who is, I don't know, just into what you're into, or you want someone who's more of a thinker or a creative or whatever, then you go to creative spaces, or you go to I don't know, thinking spaces, the places that you're exercising your mental rather than your foot or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Your foot.
Yeah.
No, but what, are you trying to say that church people don't go clubbing? Are you saying that thinkers don't go clubbing? Are you saying that bank accountants and community people don't go to the club?
I guess what he's trying to say is like the probability of those people is going to be higher in those settings rather than that setting. You know what I mean?
Thank you. Yes.
I think that's what. Is that what you're saying? I'm not trying to, paraphrase for you, bro. But I'm guessing what you're saying.
That is. Yeah. That's it. So
the math's got a math, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, as to add up.
Some of the women that are in church, though, they're in church because they've gone through some hardship from some man, and they're already bitter because they turned into Jesus.
Right.
So you can't just say that.
You can't. Wow. You can't.
Let's leave the church bit. I think the point that Antoinette was making is that go to different places. If you're looking for a certain kind of woman, then you got to go to a certain place to find her. Just think about where you're looking for them, because she was making the point about the man choosing the wrong.
Well, nowadays you can't go anywhere. You're not allowed to call a woman. You're not allowed to whistle at a woman. You're not allowed to. You know, there's so much protection with women nowadays. You can't say their name. You can't.
But there should be protection, Butch. But there should be protection from people whistling.
You know what I mean? That's not cool, man. That ain't cool. That's not a lyric.
What?
Hey, you over there.
Hey, Joe.
Girl with the big beatie.
You lot.
Yo, green dress.
Exactly. See, look. Hey, you lot. Can you not see? Right? Can you not see how these lot are mocking it? But they got all the bars though. You know, you lot used to run these bars. Yes, my size.
I never used to run none of these.
Yes, you did. So why did you come out with it? You know them.
I didn't come out with it. I did not come out with it. Watch back. It wasn't me.
No, that's why I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about these.
Nah, man. We know. Everybody knows.
My size. The man
said
green
used to
dress.
use the lyrics or not. We all know someone who used to use them lyrics. We all know someone who used to use it.
The man said green dress.
Oh no!
Yeah,
UK
we've all heard that.
It's a woman's world now, Butch. Yeah, it is. But I don't think it's what's the word? I don't think it's that time yet. I don't think it's right now. I don't think it's because women are very what's the word? You know when you put too much power in some people's hands and they don't know how to handle it. And I think we're there yet, and I don't think they're all singing on the same sheet as well. Whereas when it was the whole so-called, if you look at the reverse of what that statement meant, when it was the man's thing, a man wants a woman at home, everyone's singing off the same sheet. So that's why the world went a certain way. Yes,
What
we
I
Ronald
think-
Sofa agrees with you, you know.
Huh?
Ronald Sofa is not agreeing with you.
No, that's
It's
fine.
Not, it's not a
Whereas-
women's freaking world.
Oh, well, there we go. Well, this is it. But I think that everything is geared towards women. Everything that even if you know about marketing and adverts between 9 a.m. and 3 o'clock, all the adverts are geared towards women. All the adverts in marketing on TV are geared towards women spending money. Everything on the TV channel in the daytime. How to spend, what to spend, lady sanitary towels, this, that. Everything is pumped between 9 and 3 o'clock in the daytime.
I must admit,
Everything.
though, when I must admit though, I grew up with this idea that about not approaching women because basically just because of the feistiness and the unnecessary rankness. Now I'm someone who I was raised well, and I've never used those lyrics ever in my life. Have I used them kind of lyrics to chat to any woman at any stage of my life, right? Always approach, if I've ever approached, it's always been with manners and respect, and yet still I've got some of the stinkiest out of order replies, and just like the guy was saying in the video, it did make me it made me back off basically and just not bother. So from a young age, I just didn't really chat to women like that. And I pretty much went the rest of my life not approaching women for that very reason, because I'd had enough of those experiences. I just thought, why? Do you know what I mean? So I can definitely attest to what the guy was saying in the video. I've kind of had that lived experience, to be honest. Normally, if me and a woman's going to be talking, it's the woman who's going to start talking to me first. And also, I'm mindful of this, this whole kind of the after effect of this whole Me Too thing, where somebody, just like the music thing, a woman might take something the wrong way. Just to say, you know what, sis, you look beautiful today, sis, or love your outfit or whatever, and someone's gonna take it the wrong way or whatever. I remember
woodpeckers.
Because I just remember the situation where a woman, I'm not sure if this is the right context for this conversation, but I remember a woman made wanted to make a formal complaint about me in the workplace, and the charge was it was harassment. I'm not sure if it was harassment or sexual harassment, and the basis was I had a meeting with this woman in her office, and it was an open plan office, so there must be like about 20 other people in this office, and I had nowhere to sit. There were no chairs for me to sit. She didn't get me a chair, although I'll come to meet with her, and I'm standing at her desk. So I literally stood at the desk talking to her, and she put in this complaint on the basis that I was standing over her while we spoke, while she was sat, and she felt intimidated because I was standing and she was seated.
6 foot tall black man.
Right, and this very petite white woman made this complaint about harassment, and I said, look, you really want to go down this lane, bring it on, but it's just one of those ones where some women can just take stuff completely the wrong way and run with it, actually run with it. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think the sort of topic of the conversation from that video, do you think there's like a geographical aspect to it as well? As in, do we think the kind of negative connotations of talking to women is more prevalent down south than it is, say, up north? Because that was always an experience of me that, like, the further north you went, the more open people are just to chat to anybody. You just talk to anybody and just have that.
You're on about on this island, yeah?
In this country.
Yeah.
In this country, right? You go somewhere in, like, I don't know, Leeds, Manchester, Newcastle, whatever.
Yeah.
You just talk to anybody. You're not looking. You just talk to people. You just have a laugh and a joke. But
everyone will say hello to you as they're walking past you and stuff.
Running joke, man.
It is that. And I think definitely, you and I can definitely attest to that, coming from Wolves, and the difference between Wolves and here is stark. And that's just generic. It's not even a male-female thing. It's just generic. You know what I mean? So I think there is something in that. But there seemed to be something more in the video as well, because the guy was saying, that if men have that experience too many times, then where they're going to look elsewhere. And then he started talking about how some men will start looking to women from other countries other than America, whether it be from Asia, Southeast Asia, or Europe, or wherever. So he was making a link in geographical terms. You know, I don't know how feasible that is or isn't, but he was making a link to the geography of where women are based. I don't know how valid that is or not. Let's go to some of the comments in the chat.
Do you guys even know what a meet cute is?
Both genders can do it. Create an excuse to start a conversation. A meet cute. No, Vinyl Soft, I've never heard of a meet cute before. Kamzi says, your experience, Croc, is because society has changed. I'm not sure women have in the way that has been described. Vinyl Sofa says, me too, it's different. Me too it's about unwanted. Sorry, Me Too is different. Sorry. Me Too is about unwanted sexual contact and overtly sexual unwarranted contact.
But Me Too also went to just not being approached at all. That's what it ended up getting to. Yeah. So if somebody would just say, hey, how you doing? That was like, okay, I didn't want you to say hi to me. Me Too went that far.
Yo, that's like me every morning when I log into work, mate. I don't want none of this attention.
Yes, Ayola. I saw it go, Ayola.
Natasha put something, I don't know if you can find it. It says, in my view, men do still approach women. I get approached when I go out, and I consider myself to be approachable, sociable, and feminine.
All right, nice, Natasha.
Go on, Natasha.
I was trying to.
There's a few starred. If you go into starred, we starred a few. I think.
Oh, you can hit them then. You can hit them. If you know where they are.
Yeah, if you go on the So I can't remember where we are now.
All right, so let's start here then. Vinyl Sofa says, "Why is that? Because if a woman is a primary carer, giver to children, they are at home during those." I think she was talking about
talking about the
thing. Yeah. Joe Bowler says that no, it's not a woman's world. I have to still battle for equal pay and to be heard in a meeting full of men. Although that's slightly off topic.
A little bit off topic. That's yeah.
Yeah, I think there's. Yeah,
that's a total
I think that's comment based on saying it, women run things, isn't it? So you know, it's kind of counteracting that argument. It's fair enough.
Yeah. So I guess the question might be to the people in the chat is: do you feel that men are not approaching you? That men are just standing in groups of themselves and not making an effort to speak to people, or do you think that this guy is totally wrong and you know, men are out there all the time?
Well, Natasha obviously feels differently.
That was a good comment that was just there.
Yeah. Anybody else, ladies? And also, people do remember that if you would like to ring in with this, you can ring in. It's just us. You all know us. We're not strangers. This ain't BBC or whatever. You can see us. You all know us. We're here every week. You're here every week. We're family. We're family.
First caller gets a T-shirt. There we go.
Oh, look at that.
Yo,
where's my phone? Where's my phone?
Not gonna lie, I do feel sorry for you guys because I remember the days of blues when you would have to ask a woman for a dance and the looks, the cussing, the ignoring would go on, but you all persisted. Props to you.
Yep. It was real in the field, Antoinette.
Well, yeah.
It was real in the field. It was real in the field.
But then, all right, then you know, it's talking about approaching and speaking to him. But let's just pause and just understand the 21-year-old out now. When they see someone, the first thing they do is ask for their snap. They ask for their snap. They ask for their
everything but the number.
Instagram and whatever. They don't speak to them on the road. They just say, "Oh, I think you're all right. Well, give me your snap." And then they do all the talking online.
Yeah, then the chirps is online.
They don't.
Hold on a sec. Let me just deal with this. Vinyl Sofa. Listen, we've given you phone number for any of you women to come and join the conversation. All right.
And the first caller will get a T-shirt.
Right. So the number is there. So we have made it possible. We have opened it and made it possible for women in the chat or anybody, any woman, to join the conversation via the number. So if you got something to say, please just ring in and say it. We're happy to have anybody.
Ringing, the phone's ringing. The phone's ringing.
Right. Oh. Make sure it's not pizza or Uber.
You ready?
It's me.
Yeah, let's go.
No, I'm joking.
All right. We're good to go.
All right.
The
Who we
number
got
is
on the line?
scrolling across the on the screen.
Who's that?
Everyone else.
Who's that? Sofa?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes,
Good
we
evening.
can
Good
hear you.
evening. What up?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can
Yes,
hear you.
we
Can
can
you
hear
hear me?
Diesel, you got answer.
Okay, all right, cool. Yeah, I was just
we
going to
can
say.
hear
Okay, brilliant. It's Iola here.
Hi,
Oh,
Iola.
good evening,
Hey,
Iola.
Hi.
Good
Welcome
evening.
in.
Hi, everyone.
Congratulations on your new T-shirt, Iola.
That's right. That's right.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So I agree with the guy on the video. I think that he is on the money. I think that a lot of the time, unfortunately, some women can't take compliments, and that obviously makes it very difficult for men to approach them. But then on the other side, sometimes men just have the wrong approach in their communication. So it might not be that they're blatantly being rude, but I think Butch just mentioned something about social media, and I even had a guy quite recently ask me for my Instagram, a big grown person. And I don't know if that's because of, other women not being so open to giving their numbers, but I just thought it was a very odd thing for a grown man. So there's definitely something going wrong with the communication.
Would you feel more comfortable sharing your Instagram, Iola, than sharing your number?
There's a bit of a delay. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Diesel, repeat it.
Yeah.
I was asking, would you feel more or less comfortable giving out your Instagram as opposed to your phone number?
Well, I'm over 40, so I think it's appropriate to, if you like somebody, to give them your number. I'm traditional like that. I don't think the Instagram thing, I think that's kind of more for kids.
Right. Okay.
Personally.
Facts.
Okay.
I want to talk. I don't want to emoji you all day long. I want to have a conversation. I want to have a conversation where we're actually talking on the phone.
Oh, okay.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Smiley
Thank you.
face.
Thank you,
There's
Iola.
slight delay, so I don't know if you guys can hear me. I'm trying
No,
to
we
keep
can.
the volume
We can.
down.
Yeah, we can hear you.
We can.
Yeah.
We can. We
Yeah.
can. We can.
All right,
Yes.
much love. I look forward to my T-shirt.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
And great show.
Iola, if you
Great
drop us
show.
an email,
Much
if you
love.
drop us an
All
email
right.
with like your the sending address, so we can forward it for you, mate.
In your size.
Yep. And we're going to send you a
Okay.
T-shirt with lots of
No
emojis
problem,
on it.
Tech. All right.
All right. Thanks, Iola.
Thanks, Iola. Thank you.
All right. Take
right.
care.
All right. Later.
Brilliant.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 All right, there you go, ladies. You
That's
can
dope.
call in it. You can come in live on the conversation. All right, thank you, Iola, for being the first one. All right, ever to ring in on this podcast.
That's
all
right.
right?
That's dope. That
You
was
just
dope.
made history. You just made history.
Yeah, man. That worked to treat Diesel. Nice one, man. That was
Yeah,
wicked.
man.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah,
Absolutely.
for real. Kamzi has got a message in the chat and says, I think that it depends on demeanor. Some people are more open. I feel that American women have a list of requirements that is not the same as UK women.
Yeah.
Not sure the application is the same. That's a
Wow.
good point. Good point. Good point.
Sorry, can I just say, Vinyl Sofa, the
Yes.
number to get through to us is 07949 60 30 77.
It's going across the bottom of your screen so far.
She's saying it's too small on a mobile.
Oh, here we
And
go.
it's
Here
also
we go.
been posted in the chat as well.
There you go. And it's nice and big on the screen now. See it there?
Bruh.
Plow. Plow. All right.
Big up UK web boy. Thanks for posting that, mate. And
Good
Lady Uzo.
evening, UK web boy. Good evening, Lazy Uzo. Manners and
Mitchie
respect.
Hang tight, beat
Lady
pusher says
Uzo.
my 14-year-old son's gonna walk through a minefield.
Big up Beat Pusher.
Yeah, man.
Mate. He doesn't
I
even
feel
realise it yet,
sorry
man.
for these young men. I really do. I feel sorry for them. Sorry for
The
them.
younger
Sorry.
generation, they on something different. Their whole relationship
man.
is totally different. I mean,
It's just a different thing, man.
you can't even have opposite sex friends. If you're in a relationship.
I've heard argue. Why did you like her picture and you didn't like my picture, and my picture didn't get 2 likes, but you blocked me on Thursday, but you unblocked me on Wednesday, and then you liked her picture. And I'm like, but you know what? And the worst thing is, the person was 30 years old.
Big man. Oh wow. Wowzers.
And I said to the bruv, are you having an argument with your missus about social media? Yeah, fam, it just gets like that. You know what I mean? I said, bruv, allow it. 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 But anyway, let's get back to the approach business. Anyway.
Yeah. So I'm keen to hear if any more women in the chat get the women's perspectives on this. If you feel that men approach less these days, or do you feel if there's no difference? And fellas on screen as well, do you feel that this is still an issue, or that things have? Butch has already said that he thinks times have changed, and he's given his reason why. What about the rest of you?
There's another thing that's probably leading on from this, and I've noticed that there are a lot of black women that are in their late 20s, 30s, going on 40s that don't have a man and don't have any children. And could this be from men not approaching women? Right. And I find that
I think the factor in that is probably like career, maybe. Career has been the...
Yeah, but why should it stop them?
People had careers before.
People had careers before. But why should it stop them?
As the main focus, rather than...
But then
finding a partner.
And then there we go. That's the answer to it then, isn't it? If you're only one track minded and one track pony and can't deal with it.
Call.
Okay. You know what I mean?
Caller.
All right. Who we got on the line?
Hello.
Right. Good evening.
Hello.
Who do we have?
You have final Sophie. You have Sophia here. I lost my voice from Saturday.
Evening, Sophia.
Hey, Sophia.
Hey, Sophia.
I'm here.
It's all love, man. How are you?
Yeah.
What's your question, my friend?
Okay, so what I was going to say, yes, there is an issue about women, and that there can be the stink face, the F off face type situation. But we have to remember, if the gentleman in that clip was saying why men are now going abroad and explaining why men have changed. Why have women changed? We're saying societal reasons, but could it also be that the approach of men has also been incorrect for quite a long period of time? Like I don't go out like clubbing and all of that. I only come to wherever you guys are, whatever. But I remember it used to be the time when men would come up to you and then say something quite vulgar and quite disrespectful. You're not going to build anything from that in a club or in a situation. I've been in a supermarket and somebody has said, "Oh, so when you're going to come and cook me dinner with those ingredients?" Like, what about a hello? How are you? Anything like that. What I was saying about the meet cute is making a conversation, creating a little situation where you start talking about something. I was at a baby shower yesterday, and this guy, we had these little things on each table for these party games that were being played. And the guy was collecting pencils. It wasn't a guy who was the organizer. He collected the pencils and he just made the excuse of, "Oh, are these your pencils? Oh, can I have them? Oh, I'm collecting them." And it was just a little banter about, "Oh, are you running a school or after school club?" Blah, blah. Just a silly little silliness just to get a conversation going. You don't have to start with crudeness. "Oh, are your breasts real? Oh, are you the?"
Wow.
It doesn't have to be that. And I think,
damn, son.
I think the late 90s,
That's
to do
one
with
with Kevin
music
Hart.
as well,
Damn.
that we were talking about some of the vulgarity in lyrics, that there has been a long time of men kind of coming with an approach of you should be grateful for the approach kind of situation. And I think women have become defensive, as have men. It's not just one gender's fault. I felt that man in the clip was like putting all the onus on the women, but not saying, "Oh, actually, maybe we could learn to do things differently as well." I get that some people might feel that women are less approachable, less feminine, all of that. That's a personal preference and taste. Some people say they like strong women, some people don't. If you want a traditional quality, you'd look in different ways for a potential meet-up or whatever. But we can't just say it's women's fault and not no onus on the men.
Absolutely.
Surely it's got to be
I'd
a two-way
agree.
thing here.
I'd
And
agree.
yes, it is a lot of pressure on men to go and ask if the tradition is for men to ask a woman to dance or men to ask women out. And the art of conversation, like some of the other people have said, has been lost with social media. People always sort of getting in touch via social media. The art of conversation has been lost. But it's not just one gender's fault and one reason why things have changed. It can't be, because it would be too simple then.
I mean, I don't think he was trying to say it's one gender's fault. He was just answering the question that was posed to him. So
Yeah, but he said it's because of women doing this, women doing that, women doing this. He didn't say, I think society has changed, expectations have changed from both sides. It's not just one side. So though he didn't say that, though he didn't say it was just one side's fault, he also did not ever mention that men have also got some responsibility in this as well. It can't be just one
in
side.
fairness to him, in fairness,
That's my little few bits were. So thank you for having me on.
Thank you, Sophia. Thank you, Sophia. Thank you. Thank you later. Thank you again, Vinyl Sofa, for ringing in. That's wonderful. People are using the phone lines.
And Sophia, can you just send us an email with your details, and we'll send you a T-shirt too.
Oh, to hell with this! I'm ringing in as well now, bro. In fairness, the guy in the video, he did end the video by saying that he doesn't include men. He did make the point that if men are being rude and are being vulgar to women, then he said that's obviously a completely different situation. He doesn't include that. So he's not talking about men who are being overtly vulgar or rude or whatever. But he was just saying just a conversation, just a basic conversation. Some men feel they can't even have.
But this goes down the line, and I don't want to forget my points because she made very good points. But then this falls down the line of that. Another hurdle that a man has to jump over, because not every man can get it right, which is fair. Some men don't have no game, which is fair. If you're approached by a wrong-un, don't blame all men for that one wrong-un that you come up against. Don't do that. And then also as well, when last have you asked a man out?
Not personally. I'm not asking anybody personally.
No, I'm just saying as women, if you don't traditionally ask men out and you wait to be asked, then you can't.
Ayola says never.
Exactly. So this is what I'm trying to say. So in other words, you're going to get approached by wrong-uns, and then the right one might come across.
I'd be interested to know. I'd be interested for if she's open to that, for Ayola to elaborate on why she so quickly says never.
Exactly, because it's a confidence thing. It's all the things that we have to go through. We're mastering the confidence. We're building up the smart joke. We know we've only got about 12.35 seconds to get it right, make you laugh, and make you know that I'm a good one who doesn't, molest women or nothing like that, and everything else there, and get it all.
Never killed anyone ever.
Exactly. We've got to get that in one sentence,
not even
just to make you feel okay and safe. To then elaborate on it. Hi, I'm actually a banker with 2 million in the account, and I've got a Mercedes outside. You know what I mean? All the rest of the stuff you want to hear. You know what I mean? But we've only got like 10 seconds to crack that. Ooh, is that the phone?
Hotline bling.
Hotline ka-ching ching.
Diesel,
good evening again, Miss Ayola.
Good evening.
She come again.
That's for grown folks to decide.
Sorry.
I'm only joking. I'm only joking.
2 T-shirts.
I'm only joking.
She's trying to rise up the team.
I just wanted to answer Croc's question.
Yes, yes.
So with regards to this whole idea of traditional man, traditional woman, if I say that I want a traditional man and I want to, attract that, then I'm going to keep that from the beginning. I actually don't want to approach a man for that very reason.
Right.
That's fair.
And if he's a traditional man, then he's not going to want me to approach him like
That's
that.
fair.
Right.
And
Fair
chat him up.
enough. Yes, fair enough.
I'm gonna just
answer.
chime in here because my thing
Generally
about that
speaking.
is, my thing about that is, if you're waiting for somebody and they may not actually be in that frame of mind, they may be that kind of guy, but they may not be in that frame of mind at that point, and you don't go over and approach them, you may be missing out on something really good. So I don't think it should always be on the man in this traditional man and traditional woman role type of thing. Conversations happen, attraction happens, and it's nothing wrong with going over and just saying, oh, yeah, I was wondering, blah, 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 whatever it may be. Because you may be missing out on a great relationship because you were waiting for someone that just may have been thinking about something going on at their job and they just didn't come over to you.
Yes, Butch.
Sorry, grown folks. And is it Iola on the phone?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, I hope you can hear me. We're speaking about the traditional bit. So since we're speaking about the traditional bit,
I can hear
how
you.
about just that? The signs, that are traditional, like smiling. When we get eye contact, which might make someone more, confident to approach you. Like,
100%.
like you can see the guys
100%.
looking at you. You're over there. Instead of getting your back up saying, "Oh, he might not be the one," just smile, let him come over, and then maybe let him down. Say, "Sorry, you're not my type." Blah 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 blah. Whatever. But just get in there, like smile.
I 100% agree, and that's generally my approach. But
Yeah, I just think if there's those traditional values are not just men going over to women. Sometimes it's not flutter your wings, but be the butterfly. Let me think. Oh my God, she's there.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with you and grown folk insofar as communication can be made in many forms. So body language is a big thing. So you can smile, and you can make cues to invite that person to come over to you, which has happened before. I've done that before. But me personally walking over to somebody and say, "Hey, I like you," or whatever the line should be, that's something different. But definitely, using those cues for sure. I definitely agree on that.
Yeah, but it doesn't even have to be "I like you." It could be, "Oh, do you know where so and
I'm
so
going to
is?"
go now. There's a bit of a delay, so I don't know if you guys can hear me.
Okay.
All right,
now we can
Iola.
hear
Thank you.
Thank you, Iola. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Much love.
All right.
See you later. Bye.
All right. Peace.
Grown folks, you were just about to say something.
Yeah, I was saying it doesn't have to be going over and saying, "Oh, I like you," or "I think you're cute." It could be just, "Oh, excuse me, do you know where so and so is in this store?" Or "Do you know anything?" Or it could just be anything to break the ice. It doesn't have to be, "Oh, I think you hot." Just start a.
Well, you know what?
Innocent conversation.
I think, grown folks, that what you're talking about and that art of conversation, as Iola was just referring to, is not only dying, and I think, I don't know if Vinyl Sofa was suggesting this as well, that is not only dying. Sorry, Butch, am I boring you? I think that is in danger. Let's put it that way. If it's not dying, it's in danger because Beat Pusher was talking about his son's going to be in trouble, what have you. And when you think about the younger generation and how they communicate now, it's all this.
It is.
It's all this. Yeah. So that art of learning those cues of the smile, the eye contact, and recognizing those things, and being able to approach someone and have that conversation, I think he's going to be in danger. He's going to suffer, and you're going to get people making more incorrect approaches because they're not learning those skills. Do you know what I mean? And then the guy in the video was saying the same thing. He was saying that it's a lot easier for men to make an approach through this because they haven't got to deal with the physical rejection. It's easier to deal with a rejection through this than it is to deal with a physical one when you go over to a room or whatever, you cross the floor or whatever it is and ask someone to dance and you get rejected and have to make that painful walk. That painful walk back.
But it's kind of like that situation as well with you talking about internet and people sort of having communication in that regard. It's kind of like exactly what you said, where the knockback isn't anywhere near as hard, but also those people, we all know people who are either keyboard warriors or internet sweet boy. You know what I mean? But in real life, they have no conversation at all. So, you know what I mean? I 100% agree with you. I think having just been able to talk and hold a conversation or communicate in general, that is something that's, I think, a lot of the young kids are going to be struggling with now as they move through life, definitely.
And not only kids, adults as well. Because Melissa Gilly's point, sorry, Ted, just while it's there, Melissa point adds to that by saying all this working from home as well. He's going to add to that too.
Yeah.
The point that Melissa, what did it say? Where are
these men for us to ask? You can't meet anyone at work.
Yeah.
Because everyone works from home.
I don't go to the supermarket. And this is what the societal stress is on the traditional ways of being sociable and meeting people. So that's why men shoot their shot. Do you get it? Do you understand now? So in other words, if you're out working late, whatever, but then you see a 10-10, you ain't gonna let it pass you, and that's why he's gonna try it there and then.
Good evening, caller. Who we got on the line?
Oh, hi, it's Natasha. 0702.
Hey, Natasha.
Evening, Natasha. Good evening.
Can you hear me? I'm a little bit bunged up and getting over a cold, and I've muted my laptop. So can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yes, we can.
Yes. Perfect. I just wanted to chime in, and I did want to get a free T-shirt as well, so that's why I called.
I haven't got anything to say, but I just want the T-shirt.
That Iola and Vinyl Sofa raised some really good points already. I feel that I do get approached by men when I'm out, but I do consider myself to be quite smiley, quite sociable. Anyway, I don't know if that.
You are very. Yes.
I would say that.
I get the argument for maybe some women who aren't approachable. I personally have not seen that. I do think a lot of women are approachable to men, but also I did want to raise the point that I do think men are natural born hunters, and they are very much capable of going after what they want if they do see that in a woman, a potential mate. There is a saying that, if a man likes you, you will know, So I do think that I do agree with that point that Iola made. Me, myself, I wouldn't particularly approach a man unless it was Andre 3000 that was in a bar somewhere. But, I do think traditionally, like when we think about our parents, obviously everyone's story is different, but men have approached women and will continue to do that, for the most part. So I had issues with the original video. I agree with what Vinyl Sofa said. I feel that the man was kind of, putting the onus on women as opposed to, looking at it objectively from both sides, and, the approach that some men can approach, and also kind of made out that it was the obligation then that if a woman is approached by a man that she's obligated to speak with him, not really taking into account what his approach may be. And just the last point as well, I don't want to keep you guys too long. The point that grown folks raise about a lot of women in their late 20s, 30s, 40s who are single without children. I think that was a good point that he did raise, and maybe that's another topic, but I just thought it was a really good point that he did raise.
Nice one.
All right. Nice one,
Thanks, Natasha. Thank you.
Thank you.
Natasha,
all right, thanks, guys. Do I just email you in terms of my size for the T-shirt? What do I do?
Yes.
Natasha, you know our email address.
I can't hear you guys, so I'm going to go.
Yeah, all the information will be given to you in the chat right now.
Brilliant. All right, take care, guys.
Natasha. Cheers.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling in, Natasha.
All right, those of you who have called in, so that is Vinyl Sofa, Iola, and Natasha. If you just email, the email is at the bottom of the screen, okay? So you can just email in your address and your size, your T-shirts will be sent out to you. All right, thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you, everybody, for calling in.
Yes, for real.
Beautiful.
Good evening to Platts, who's I think Platts has just come in the building. Good evening, Platts.
Yes, Platts.
And
My
Miffy
brother Platts.
Moments, I think is in the
Mythorama
building
in the
as
house.
well. Good evening. I don't think we've officially said good evening to UK Web Boy.
We did. But yeah.
Did we? Okay, cool. Sorry, I must have missed that. Sorry. Big up UK Web Boy. It is 11 o'clock, people. It is 11 o'clock. Ayola says she's loving the interaction. Thank you, Ayola. Thank you for making use of it. And Vinyl Sofa says thank you for having the phone line. Wonderful. So yeah, salute to Mr. Diesel for hooking that up.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Sort of scientificness.
People didn't need a voice as well, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Just makes,
Most
the
def.
platform a lot wider and nicer to have more opinions.
It does indeed.
Most
indeed.
def.
This guy. So wait a minute. I know we've taken a lot of comments and we've taken a lot of opinions and so forth. Are we any step closer to? Because I know a lot of the blame was put on the fact that a woman asked her husband or partner, or whoever that was, and he asked from a man's point of view, and she said yes. Yeah. And I think a lot of people forgot that bit in the video. So that's why he wasn't talking from one, the other side and so forth.
Yeah.
But listening to women that we have in our chat and their opinions on it and so forth, have we come any step closer as to why there's less men approaching women? Have we? No,
that can't.
All right, let's go.
Dave, hold that point, Dave. Hold that point.
Good evening, Lady Uzo.
Hello.
Mind yourself.
Yeah, I can't hear anything. I can only hear you. But yeah, the point I wanted to just put in is, I feel that everyone's got valid points, but I do feel like men in general, well, in society, let's say, because it's not all men, but I do feel that like they're a bit lost, like they've lost their way a little bit, and I'm taking this point as the point of a mother to two boys, and something that they said to me, and they're only young, but they did say to me a little while ago, we were listening to Beyonce and we're listening to girls and all of that, and there's a lot of positive and enforcing and empowering songs and media out there for women, but there's not so much for the boys as well. And that was a point that they raised. They said, they actually were like, I don't like, it was my youngest, he was like, I don't really like this song, I really don't like it. He was like, what about the boys? And I was like, yeah, you're right. And I do think that over the years, because there's been so much of a movement where we're encouraging women, and obviously women were undertrodden for so many decades, and now we're on a more level playing field than we were in the past. I do think that has something to do with it as well.
No, definitely.
Great point.
Definitely.
Great point.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Amazing point.
That was the point that I wanted to make.
I'd 100% agree with you as well that.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I forgot you
Thank
can't
you.
hear, can't you?
No, thank you.
I 100% agree, and I think it's almost comes along with that term, the toxic masculinity thing, where people are almost kind of penalised for thinking like that, like you're saying, like your son was thinking about where all the male sort of centric songs to sort of kind of big up your chest about, yeah, I'm a bloke, and you kind of almost thought of, it's almost sort of put across that you shouldn't be thinking that way, because then you're part of the problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
you're toxic. You're toxic masculine. You're toxic.
Toxically masculine. Yeah.
I hate that. I hate that phrase.
I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know what it means, man. I don't understand it.
It just means you're being a man. That's it. It really does. That's what it is. But it's flipped in a way that makes us do wrong.
Or look wrong.
I think there's probably lots of occasions where guys have approached women and haven't taken no for an answer in a not nice way.
Yes. Right, and you hit it on the head. You hit it on the head.
And as soon as they get rejected, then suddenly they start to curse out the woman.
The
woman then from that point there is defensive, going to be defensive and not make eye contact and not be as approachable as she may be. So that's one factor. Another factor may also be, I think we've been tainted by social media in terms of what women are supposedly looking for, quote unquote. And that would be that the man has to be 6'9", he has to have 900,000 every week. He has to all of these sort of lists And so men think, I don't have that list, so I'm not even going to try and approach because I'm not going to think.
Yeah.
And so they might try a DM, you know, through social medias. That's, again, the only way that they think they can go through rather than walking up to them. So a couple of other factors in there to throw in. So I think that's part of the reason why we've seen less and less men approaching women.
Definitely.
Good points, man. Good points again. People, it has just gone 11 o'clock. I think we could continue with this for another 30 minutes, but I'm gonna. Oh, we got one call, one last call, one last call.
I was asking the question to see if we could come to a conclusion.
One last call. Go ahead, Diesel. Go ahead.
Good evening, Vinyl Sofa.
It's me again. I'm so sorry.
All good, all good.
So, sorry. I just had to say, Butch, you saying that toxic masculinity is just being a man is absolutely rubbish, because what makes a man? A man is a good father, a good brother, a good son. He's a good everything. But you're saying, oh, toxic masculinity is just being a man. That's actually gaslighting women. And Butch, I have a lot of respect for you, but that is not right. I cannot take that lying down in my bed as a sick person right now. It's not toxic masculinity. It's not just being a man. It is anything that is negative, and you're bringing that, saying that's your that is because you're a man that you have the right to. That's what toxic masculinity is. Because what is a man? There's just like somebody asked in the chat, what is a woman? What is a femininity? Definitely, that is just a gaslighting comment for you to make, Butch. But I love you, Butch. I love you. I love you. I love you. But that is not right. That's what I wanted to say. Love you all. You're all kings. You're all kings.
As you are, queen, my dear.
Impressed.
Salute by the sofa.
I don't need another t-shirt.
Thank you, Sophia. Thank you.
My darling, take care. Bye.
All right.
Butch, do you want to respond?
I fully understand where it is, because then there is high levels of toxic femininity.
Sorry,
let Butch finish his point first.
There's high levels.
You have to
of
answer
toxic,
the phone now.
Answer the phone. Answer the phone.
You just hold a second, please. Go on, Butch.
I just think there's high levels of toxic femininity that has been unanswered and hasn't got the name labeled over it then. Do you get it? Because there's ways that women are carrying on nowadays today with exactly what Dave said. You have to have this, you have to have that. Provide for me, provide for me, provide for me. Give me. Look after me, but don't talk to me. Don't come up to me. Don't talk to me in this way. Don't do this. That's toxic femininity.
I think the bigger issue in this probably really quickly is the question is, who is doing the defining of these terms? Right?
Yes, and
who is
I'm not
doing the
saying you're
defining
wrong.
of toxic masculinity, toxic femininity, and
that's
whatever?
That's why I don't like the word. I don't like that phrase. I think it's just a buzzword. I think it's a buzzword that's spoiling and causing more of a divide. I think it's being used in the wrong sense, even if it was defined properly. It's rubbish. I don't think it is.
Let's take our call. Yes, Diesel.
Who do we have on the line?
Good evening. You've got me, Antoinette, on the line.
Go ahead, Antoinette. How are you? I hope you're well.
I'm very well, my love. Very well.
That's good. Okay, give it to us. Let's go.
Right. Now, basically, I agree with a lot of what you guys are saying, and I like what Butch was just saying about the masculine and feminine kind of like, masculine, the aggression, whatever. But however, like Croc just said, it's all about who is doing the defining of these terms and where it's coming from. I'll give you an example quickly. For example, my mum, traditional Ghanaian woman, yeah? So for her, she's like, she always used to say to my daughter, you always like to order out. Why don't you, you're going to have to learn to cook for your husband. So I used to say to her, she doesn't need to learn to cook for her husband. If she wants to cook for her husband, she can, but she doesn't have to. And my mum's like, no, that's a woman's job. She has to cook for her husband. I'm like, no, she doesn't. Maybe in the 1950s, that was how it was done. So, it's how you're taught, or how, what you learn, and, what you believe. Because for me, I always, me and Mum have this argument backwards and forwards, and I say to her, the vagina doesn't come with a cookbook. Men can cook too. You know? Let's do
Wow.
this job.
Wow.
And all this time, I thought it was
for
a
me,
prank.
Wow.
And what I
The
might
Pum
call
Pum cookbook.
traditional, you might not call traditional, or our view of traditional is totally different. So again, it's all that communication and knowing exactly where we're coming from. Because are we both saying traditional and come from the same place, or is your traditional on a level 10 and mine's on a level 2? Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
So,
yes.
I love you guys. Love the show. Love everyone. Hi, family. Woo-hoo, I'm on the radio. Okay, I'm going to
Thank you, Antoinette. Love that.
Bye.
Love that.
Thank you, Antoinette.
All right, see you later.
Beautiful. Great point.
Antoinette,
man.
don't forget
Great
to
point.
send in your details. Send us an email so you can get your T-shirt.
Yes. Yo, people, no more calls, please. No more calls. I'm going to lock off the calls from now. Diesel, please lock off. No more calls. No more calls. Right? Because this is the equivalent of one more song. One more song. At the end of the night, when everything's locked off, one more song. No more.
Yeah. You know those late ones after like 2 minutes into the song. So one.
Yeah. No more. But so yeah, we're gonna have to draw this to a close because it's already nearly 11:10.
I've got one more thing I just wanted to show.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you know what I mean? I just came across this on the Tinterwebs.
Fire one shot for busy fingers. DJ rock up the setting so you can't forget it. If your dance track, we come to wet it. Things call for setting. If you can't take it, better hold on and let it. Everybody, T1. If you love it, let me hear you say T1. If you love it, let me hear you say. If you love it, let me hear you say. Say his name. Say his name. Yes, I am. Respect.
Yes,
what's wrong with you, man? What is wrong with you?
Mr. Croc, would you care to elaborate? What are we in MC now? Oh, God. You know what I mean?
Croc taking personal bookings, you know.
Yeah, man. Bar mitzvahs and, you know what I mean? I got that.
Your baby shower.
That. Yeah, I
gender
got that
reveals.
From, Sweet Pea, Paula Terras's.
I haven't even seen that back. I haven't even watched that.
Paula's Insta. I messaged her. Yo. So my man's on mic now. This has been going on with Tiggs. What's going on? So she filled me in and she very kindly sent me the video. So I said I'd show it today. So thank you, Paula. Thank you very much. So you got Paula to thank. Please elaborate, Crockington.
So that was at the hashtag Celebrate Thai event on Saturday, which was a beautiful event, by the way. Salute to the Just Vibes family, Trini Gladiator, Shorty Blitz, Mr. Diesel. We all just made it happen, man. It was great to have Ty's mum and his sister Maria in the place as well. It was a beautiful celebration. And obviously the DJs did their thing, but then I think it was Trini Gladiator called out the fact there were so many MCs in the building and says, yo, where's the cypher? Where's the cypher? So all the MCs have started coming out and just holding the mic. You know, Logic, K9, they all went up. Breeze held the mic for a bit as well at different times.
He had been scouting everyone all afternoon. That's what
right.
It was.
So people were in it. So I just said, you know what? I just went up and just took the mic.
Pushing chest in the cypher. Yeah, man. Love that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. I love that, man. Battle tested, mate. Yeah, man.
Yeah, it was a moment.
Yeah, when I saw that, I went, yeah, man. Say it with your chest, yes. That was beautiful.
He worked the stage too. You saw that, right?
Yeah. It's like, to the window, to the wall.
Oh, boy.
Hey, there's gonna be more of that. There's gonna be more of that. Your boys hosting Jizza. Electric. And your boys hosting Lord Finesse. There's gonna be more of that. Yes, mate. It's happening.
Yeah, man. Dopeness.
But yeah, respect. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Thank you to all the messages. Thank you to Kim Walls, who's just come into the building. Good evening, Kim Walls. Bless up, Lady Uzo. Thank you very much. Salute to everyone in the chat. There's too many names for us to go through right now. Thank you to all the man them on screen. Technical, Dave Knight, Grown Folks Grooves, Butch Cassidy, Fire Diesel. What else
DJ
to say?
Croc.
Yeah, this dude over here.
Big up yourself. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man.
Big up yourself.
I'm sure you all know our schedules by now, so I'll just say we will see you in the week. All right, we'll see you at times in the week. Butch, what are you saying? You want to say something? Go on.
Yeah, I don't think we concluded properly. That's just me.
Part two. No.
It's just short. I just personally feel that the appreciation for everyone getting involved and having their opinion also helps like find a path, and it gets us talking about it to the younger generation, like people talk about their kids and everything as well, and between ourselves as well, because this thing, we're not saying everyone must be in a couple, in a relationship and so forth, but if you are seeking it, why have times changed so much? And then maybe we could put a friend into the right mind frame of, here, what, if you like that woman, approach her properly, bruv, instead of gal this and that and whatever. And then the sisters could be talking to their friends saying, look, if you like him, stop carrying on stush. Like, you know what I mean? Give him the sign, let him say hello, let him, you know what I mean? So all I'm trying to say is whatever you took from the conversation, blessings, thank you for getting involved.
Pay it forward.
And pay it forward. That's it. That's what we really want to finish it on.
And that's on us too. And that's on us too.
Yeah.
That's on us too.
Big up.
All right.
Essentially, this like today's just worked out to be like kind of like a big village, isn't it? You know what I mean? They said that it takes a village to raise the child. You know what I mean? Everybody's input into the whole thing is kind of something we can sort of disseminate into other people too. You know what I mean? It's beautiful, man. Beautiful.
Most
the phone. I love the phone line. I rate that. It was really good.
Yeah.
Enjoyed that.
I'm feeling very proud of this podcast right now. I really am.
What number is this today?
This is 33. 33.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm feeling very, very proud because I'm not seeing many other podcasts that do phone-ins, or that are even live. Most podcasts are pre-recorded.
Yeah.
And you don't have any interaction at all in the chat or much less via phone. So
wait till we get to YouTube fully. It's
all right. We got
also to quote Mr. Diesel, and before we leave, salutes to friction.
Yes. Salutes to friction. Salutes to friction. Yeah, man. Respect. All right, people, we got to close it there. All right, we will see you at our various times across the week streaming. There's so much stuff. There's so many events. Anyway, I will run those tomorrow in my stream at 7 because there's too many events for me to mention now. I think maybe that's something we need to think about doing in future. So all the stuff that we're playing on, give people a heads up to all those things as well as our streams as well. But we'll do that. We'll do that for next week. People, have a blessed night. Thank you all so much for participating in this show this evening. We've loved it. It's been a beautiful experience, a beautiful thing. I hope you've enjoyed it too. Please tell someone about what we're doing. When you see the replay on Spotify and on Mixcloud or on YouTube, please share it with people. Let them know what's going on and invite them into the session, man. Let's help us to build this thing. All right. Thank you all so much. We're out of here. We're out of it. Oh, do you know what? Do you know what? Let me see if I can get the thing to work on our way out.
Oh, yeah, man.
Let me see if I can get it to work on our way out.
Everybody heard your bars.
So have I got to cut mine out?
It's
I've got to
mute
cut
it,
mine
man.
out.
Mute it. Add it in. I mean.
Oh, what was I doing wrong then with the sound? What was I doing wrong?
I don't know. How have you got the video loaded? Are you sharing
the
it?
screen? Yeah, sharing the screen.
There's a button where you click share audio as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, bottom left-hand corner, I think it is.
Okay, so let's bottom left. It says mute. It says mute the website notifications while sharing. I don't want that, do I?
No. Video file.
These old guys in technology. What can
I know.
I think we should say bye.
I know, but it was you that suggested to show the bloody thing.
I know.
Trying to accommodate you, fam.
I know. I was trying to be inspirational, but it's okay.
Inspirational, you know.
Yeah, it's been disastrous. That's what it's been.
Yeah, no, it's all right, man. It happens. But we've had a great podcast session this year.
It's been dope. It's been dope.
All right, we'll sort that out for next week. Yeah. All right, people. Thank you so much. We're out of here.
Love
Peace.
Blessings, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.